I didn't like either space very much. With that being said, I think I slightly liked one more than the other. Gene.
Yes.
We almost lost one of our crew members because you didn't have the carpets. That's dangerous stuff.
It is.
That's called litigation all over the place, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, in my office, people don't fall down because the carpet isn't attached.
Right.
Who was responsible for the rugs?
I was, Mr. Trump.
And you didn't have the brain power to go and just, like, you know, put some tape on there?
No,
put something on?
Absolutely, Mr. Trump.
Did you see the people fall?
I did. And
they were going down like flies, right?
They absolutely did.
Right. I almost lost my crew.
Not what you want during a presentation, I would imagine.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, exactly not what we want to do in the presentation.
Okay. So, David, what did you think of Gene as project manager?
I was proud of Gene at the end of our task.
At the beginning?
At the beginning, I think we have 8 different personalities that are coming together for the first time in a task. I think Gene wanted to take charge of it right away, and his orders were barked, but they were sporadic.
So what did you really think of Gene?
By day 2, I was very impressed. I thought we ended it great. I thought Gene was confident in our final product, and I honestly can say that I liked it and I was proud of it.
And Mr. Trump, I think as a team, cohesively, on the first day we were a little mismatched. The second day we really pulled together as a team.
Gene, who is your weakest link?
Weakest link. There was some conflict, obviously, the first day.
Who was the weakest member of your team, in your opinion?
As far as adding chaos
everything,
to the entire
everything.
team?
No, not chaos, not anything. No imagination, no brain, no nothing. Who is your weakest person?
Wow, no imagination. It's hard.
Was he this indecisive during the task?
No, I was not this indecisive.
I mean, this is something you should know. I would think by now you would have thought about it.
It's really between, it's really between David and James, actually. And there's reasons for that. David, obviously, is how David is, as far as personality and discord through the team. I'm very decisive as far as that. James, on the other hand, I had a feeling about a sense of negativity and a subversive type attitude that, you know what, I kind of like to see mine coming. I don't like to be...
what do you think of that, James?
Work behind the scenes.
I'm shocked to hear that, actually, because I felt that I really made some significant contributions to the team, and any disagreement that I had with Gene or any disagreement with the direction, you know, I was able to bring up.
You appeared as though you were the leader when I came down to visit you.
Well, when you came down to visit,
you took a very
Gene wasn't
active
there.
role, a very assertive role, and he very much stepped in for you, Gene, so I'm very surprised I've heard you said that he contributed the least.
Gene, you said there was conflict on your team. Who?
Actually, between David and Clint. There was a lot of conflict. There was a lot of, I felt a distraction from the task at hand. We had a lot of time.
Why was there conflict with you and Clint?
And Gene's actually going to end up throwing himself under the bus for what he just said, because the conflict actually is Gene's fault. Gene gave me a task of picking out the plants and trees.
That's not exactly true, but okay.
I was called away to another task, which was my audio-visual, which I owned and completed successfully on all facets. Upon my return, I asked Clint what he's doing. Clint said, I'm calling a flower shop. And I asked him to stop because he was wasting time. It was my task. So I grabbed the flower list from the table in front of Clint and said, I'm going to get these trees ordered. It's my job. And Clint did not like that at all.
Why not, Clint?
Well, I was left in charge, Mr. Trump. And if I'm in charge and the man charges me with a job to do, I'm going to get it done.
Do you not like David?
I don't think that's an accurate statement. I have compassion on David.
Why compassion?
Well, gosh, the guy's going through hell right now in his life. The situation with his wife, you know, that's where the compassion comes from.
Compassion for me, compassion for what? That I'm here?
Do you feel that that was an appropriate statement about almost pitying you? You used the word compassion, but it sounded more like pity.
He inserted that word. I knew what he was, meaning, and it's one of these that it's a stigma that I have with me. I don't want it because it's not true.
But you can get rid of that stigma, you know that,
I can, sir, and that's why I'm here.
All you have to do is be successful.
Yes, sir. It's great advice, sir.
Clint, you're trying to get a job at the Trump Organization. You're the only one not wearing a tie. Do you think, I'm all for the informal dress code, but do you think that's appropriate?
If y'all suggest to me it's appropriate to go coat and tie or tuxedo or whatever, I'm there. I want this job.
There was a time 4 or 5 years ago when guys would walk into my office, Wall Street guys, in shorts on Friday and a T-shirt. Then Wall Street crashed. Now they all wear ties again. So I don't know. I just think ties are better. It's true.
I'm happy to do
What do you
whatever
think
it
about
takes.
ties, Nicole?
I think you always overdress. My whole personal philosophy is everything is about presentation because you are your brand. You are what you're selling.
What do you think of your team?
I think, first of all, I think all my women did an incredible, incredible job. I think
Well, they couldn't
all...
have done incredible because I didn't think, look, I'm the judge, whether we like it or not. And it wasn't great, okay? It wasn't great, and I don't think you thought it was great.
I think it was great given the space that we had and the time limitations.
Tiana, what did you think of Nicole as a leader?
I didn't think she led.
Why?
She didn't delegate. I didn't think she managed. And I think she doesn't respect me.
And you didn't really love The Office either, right?
I actually love The Office, Mr. Trump. I personally think we did great because all our team as a whole are
But you don't
strong.
give a lot of the credit to Nicole.
I give it to these ladies.
Nicole, are you surprised that she spoke up so negatively about you?
I'm not surprised at all
Why?
because I know that she spoke poorly about me to Don when he came to talk about our space.
Is that true, Don?
Yeah, I mean, there was definitely an element where she said, again, the delegation aspect wasn't done. She also really said that you were wishy-washy in a lot of the decisions that you were making. It was kind of, well, it can go either way, leave it to you.
I was trying to
didn't make
delegate
any.
there
I
and
don't
give
see her as
responsibility.
wishy-washy. I mean, I don't see her that way.
She is so
definitely made
wishy-washy.
decisions.
Every
Really?
decision she was making was, what do you think? What does the team think?
What do you want?
Mr. Trump, every decision she was making was, what do you think? What does the
Exactly.
team think?
What do you want?
And
What do
I
you
didn't
want?
want it to be a dictatorship because this is the
But you're
first
the leader.
task. I
Yes.
was, and I think I said it. I said, listen, guys, this is my idea on color schemes. Can we get behind it? They did. But I do think you should be able to delegate and say, I trust you with the paint colors. We decided on gray as our base. Go get it. And I felt like they kept, some of them came back to me.
You didn't even paint. Did you paint? Because you're talking about yourself painting.
Sorry if I misspoke. I wasn't talking about the physical act of painting. I was
Okay.
saying we
So
had
you weren't
decided-
involved in painting.
we
What does
had
that mean,
talked-
Lisa?
That means that at the end of the day, she left to go do whatever work she thought was important, getting furniture, but she left us with not a point person to tell us what was going on.
All right, Brandy, what did you think of Nicole?
I think that she is a leader, but I think that if pressed, I would say that ultimately sub-delegation would benefit the team better in the future.
Who is your best person on your team?
You know, honestly, Mr. Trump, every single one of the girls worked very hard. We were all pretty tired and pretty sweaty by the end of the day. So
Slutty.
Sweaty.
You said sweaty. I think
I
you
said
said slutty. Masa, what do you think?
I'm going to give it to you straight, Mr. Trump. I thought that Nicole would be one of the strongest contenders here. That's absolutely not the case. She made 3 critical errors that I have to point out to you. First, there's one designer on our team. It's this girl right here. She has previously designed loft space.
Were you impressed by Tiana?
Tiana was the most valuable player on this task for her, so I don't really understand why she's so disloyal and throw her under bus like that.
And yet we
wait a
don't
minute,
like the
Tiana
I
design.
think I
Her
threw
under.
Tiana under the bus.
Actually, Tiana threw her under.